Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Avi Schaffer and I'm the president of Loan Brook Inc. We're a wholesale mortgage company in Woodland Hills. I wanted to do this video about sharing information because I get so many mixed messages and questions about, what's appropriate, what's not appropriate. How do you share information? What kind of information should I actually be sharing? You get different requests from real estate agents and sellers, and I just kind of wanted to set the record straight and let you know what's appropriate, what's not appropriate, what to look for, especially if you're new to the game, you've never bought anything before, and you should definitely watch it. You should definitely learn from this, all right? If you enjoy it, by all means, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. If you have questions throughout the life of this video, just drop it in the comments below and, shoot me an email, give me a call. I'll be happy to answer it, all right? So with that, let me tell you what kind of information we typically request. We obviously ask for tax returns, for pay stubs, for W-2s. The reason is because, there's different flows of income. We qualify people depending on what they have. If you have nothing more than just wages, then typically we don't even need your tax returns. If you have rental property, well, that income is on your tax returns. So we're gonna need that. If you're self-employed, then of course we need your tax returns. The way we generally collect that is we will issue you a secure Google link that's attached to your email. Because email is not encrypted, which means it could be tapped. It's not the most secure way of sharing information, believe it or not. Fax is encrypted. When you have secure links, then no one can tap into that information. It's definitely something you should keep in mind. We also request assets, and assets, typically will allow us to see that based on the loan amount that you've requested, you have the marginal difference available to put down as a down payment and to cover the closing costs. Now, if you're doing an owner-occupied transaction, it's not a big deal. You can also get gift funds. That's fine. We just need to complete a gift letter. Typically, those funds can be sent directly to escrow. These are all things that you would actually provide to your lender, right? But then what happens when the real estate agent or the seller start asking for information? How do you handle that piece, right? And I think that's where it gets a little bit sticky, because there are pieces of information that it's okay to share, but other pieces of information that they just don't belong in their hands. And I'll give you some examples. When we request a credit report from a credit reporting agency, the actual report stays in our file and we provide you with a credit score disclosure. So that typically just shows you your credit scores. And then if you actually want a copy of the report, there's a number there that you could call and they could send it to you directly, or we have a system where we can pull a consumer credit report based on what we already have and we can provide you that. That information is not something that you share with the seller, all right? You could share verbally a credit score, and if they wanted to see a credit score disclosure, if you were open to that, but as long as you're not sharing anything about your trade lines, your revolving line of credits, your installment, that anything that has to do with your personal information does not belong in their hands. Your pay stub doesn't belong in a third party's hand who's not handling your finances, right? For various reasons. One, obviously fraud, right? Number two, what if they think you make a lot more money and they want to bump up the price? How are you going to negotiate out of that, right? Same thing with a down payment. If you have all this cash trying to work out a deal, they may just say, no, forget it, this guy's overly qualified. I don't want to reduce the price. So there's a lot of reasons why. Now, the way you trade information, is it secure? Likely not. And where's that information going to go? A real estate agent is helpful in the sense that their job is to guide you through the transaction. If there is a question there, you should always go back to your loan broker, your loan officer, and ask what's appropriate to share in the transaction. All right. What about when it comes down to the appraisal piece? How is that handled? As the borrower, you're the one paying for the appraisal report, unless you get a physical inspection waiver. But most of the time, there's an appraisal report that you pay for. That is your report to keep. Whether you wish to share that information with the listing or selling party, that's completely up to you. So it wouldn't be something that I would, again, email directly to the listing agent or to the seller. It would be something that would be delivered to the borrower. And if you wanted to use that as leverage to negotiate, again, something that you have full control over. Ultimately, sharing information in the transaction is only for a matter of showing the other party that you're qualified to buy the property. You could share a FICO score as long as there's no other personal information. You could share a screenshot, cross out your account number. They don't need to have access to that, okay? A lot of real estate agents ask for a copy of the DU, which is the desktop underwriter. When we submit a file internally, Fannie or Freddie Mac are the agencies that issue these approvals, and they would like to show that the file, based on the information provided, is approved, and they issue the DU. The problem with that is that past the maybe first paragraph, there is a laundry list of items associated with your personal information that doesn't belong in the hands of anyone. A seller or listing agent wants to see the DU. I would ask, for what purpose exactly? If you have any more questions about sharing of personal information in your purchase transaction, feel free to drop it in the comments below or shoot me an email or a text, give me a call, whatever is the easiest for you. I'll be happy to have that conversation with you. If you've been watching and you're still watching, I appreciate it. Please give the video a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you like it, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.